What's going on, you guys? It's your Huggable Hipster here, and welcome back to another episode of Psychologically Gaming, where my phone keeps going off. I have not done an episode of Psychologically Gaming in a hot minute, and I thought, what better character to do right now than the character Leysha from Vampire the Masquerade Swansong. Really, the interesting about this character Leysha is the fact that there are so many things that are coded in her just being psychic. So in the gaming world, literally anything is possible. You can be a transformer, you can be invisible, you can hold the world on your shoulders, when in reality all of these different underlying concepts are psychological disorders, and I think it's really fascinating to try to deep dive into these. So coded in the umbrella of being psychic in this game, if we were to analyze Leysha, well, the first thing she has is Delusions of Grandeur, and then she is also schizophrenic. A lot of characters in video games, when you break it down, either have a god complex or delusions of grandeur. It's that simple. So it states here, what are delusions of grandeur exactly, to give you guys an accurate definition on everything we're going over today. A delusion of grandeur is a false belief held by a person. It contradicts reality or what is commonly considered to be true. The strength of a delusion is based on how much the person believes it. Specifically, a delusion of grandeur is a person's belief that they are someone other than who they are, such as a supernatural figure or a celebrity. A delusion of grandeur might also be a belief that they have special abilities, possessions, or powers. And this ties in perfectly with Leysha because she believes in the gaming world that she is this vampire that can, that she is psychic, that she has visions. And in the game, she does have visions, and she does have all these certain things that you can do. And it's rather interesting to look at the concept of Leysha, because throughout the game, warning, there are going to be spoilers in this, when you see her character, you get kind of a mixed bag with her emotionally, right? You have one side of her that is truly believing that she has a daughter, that she is with her 100% of the time. But then you have a psychiatrist who tells her, no, this daughter of yours is a made-up illusion. She is a made-up thing in your mind to keep you sane and to keep you at the level of homeostasis and regulation that you want to be at. When really, the psychologist is basically lying to her. Now, I'm not going to spoil the entire story because it's very intricate, actually, on Leysha's part, whenever you get to that ending part of the story. It's really, really intricate and really cool. So what I will say is that her daughter is more than just her daughter. That in this section, delusions are generally the result of a mental health disorder. However, not all people with delusions meet the full diagnostic criteria for any mental health disorder, which is interesting. And it also states here, like I've stated previous, that they have a belief that they have special abilities, possessions, or powers. Now, let's look at some of the abilities that Leysha has. She has Mask of Stealth, which she believes that she can go through kind of this unseen realm, like she's masked from being seen by anybody. She's basically become imperceptible to any person, any human. She has Janus, which Leysha can copy an additional uniform, allowing her to store 2 disguises at once. Now the next one is Doppelganger, and I find this really interesting because Doppelganger allows Leysha to steal someone's identity and impersonate them after gathering information. This could also be linked to someone being a sociopath, because as a sociopath, you don't see someone for a human being. You see someone as a means to use them. So when you are looking at a sociopath, you don't see someone that has the same emotions like you or I do. You see someone who tries to mimic what another person's emotions are to get what they need or want from that person. Or just to copy emotions in general so they can go throughout life with those kinds of same emotions. It's very robotic. When someone is a sociopath, they have very robotic not even feelings, but just ways of going about life. And then you have Vanish, where it states here that Mask of 1,000 Faces and Doppelganger may not be activated anywhere without needing access to a safe zone. So you can literally vanish anywhere you choose. And it's interesting because all of these line up with Delusions of Grandeur. Now, for those of you who do not know what schizophrenia is, here is the definition. Schizophrenia is a serious mental disorder in which people interpret reality abnormally. Schizophrenia may result in some combination of hallucinations, delusions, and an extremely disordered thinking and behavior that impairs daily functioning. It can be disabling. People with schizophrenia require lifelong treatment. Early treatment may get symptoms under control before serious complications develop and may improve the long-term outlook. Now, The symptoms of schizophrenia are as follows: delusions, hallucinations, disorganized thinking, speech, extremely disorganized or abnormal motor behavior, or negative symptoms. Now, extremely disorganized abnormal motor behavior could also link to Leysha in a sense of where she is experiencing these thirsts, these unpalpable kind of like, oh my god, I need to have blood, I need to have this, I need to, be not be in a certain situation where there's too much blood. So you also have negative symptoms where it refers to a reduced or lack of ability to function. Now, one thing that I don't agree with is that is the symptoms for schizophrenia in teenagers, because teenagers and adults, it varies entirely. When you see the symptoms of schizophrenia in a teenager, they're basically still symptoms of what being a teenager is. Like it states here, symptoms of being a teenager are withdrawal from friends and family, a drop in performance at school, trouble sleeping, irritability or depressed mood, lack of motivation. That's just a teenager. That's not saying that they have schizophrenia. I hate that some websites do this, of where they'll give like different symptoms and they'll say, oh, that's if, a teenager has schizophrenia. It boggles my mind. Oh my goodness. And just as a note for Leysha, she is a Malkavian in the clan of Mad Oracles whose fragmented minds glean knowledge of the future and past from visions, a psychic. And as a Malkavian, Leysha is able to use the disciplines of obfuscate, dominate, and auspex, which allow her to move unseen, manipulate others, and greatly enhance her senses. Now, to manipulate others, I kind of sense that as a bit of sociopathic tendencies mixed with narcissistic personality disorder. There's a lot that goes into her character that remains unseen because, of course, not many people are going to think of the psychology of the character when they are looking at a video game. I don't know a lot of people who really do that. So when I look at her character, it's very balanced between wanting to be a good mother. Because don't forget, a lot of people who have narcissistic personality disorder or sociopathic tendencies, they can still learn to care about others. It's not completely absent from their nature. It's just more so less there in their brain than it would be in another person's. But you guys, that was it for this episode of Psychologically Gaming. If you all like my face and what I do, please be sure to subscribe and hit the bell down below. I make videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. This one was a double upload because I did not post this video last Friday when I meant to. So yeah, you guys are just getting a double upload of this. But you guys stay casually nerdy, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye, you guys.